Hello and welcome back to episode 15 of your fortnightly Newcastle upon Tyne construction and restoration update video. Coming up in this week's episode, we will be visiting all the usual sites including Potley Lane and Pilgrim Place development, and a quick look at how the restoration work is going on at the most iconic bridge over the River Tyne, the Tyne Bridge. So let's dive right in and see what progress has been made since 2 weeks ago. Starting at Castle Leazes, where the demolition of the former students' accommodation is taking place in preparation for the new students' village to be built. Before I start, I would just like to apologise for the wind noise, as we still had the remnants of Storm Dora at the time of filming. Most of the work is continuing over the back of the site, with still one block to be torn down over the next few weeks. At the former Bark and Stonehouse furniture store at Gallagher, work to clear most of the site is now complete. A whole bore machine has been delivered in preparation for the foundations to be dug for the new students' accommodation. And across the back of the site, a lot of ground reinforcement has been put into place, and a lot of heavy equipment has also been delivered over the last couple of weeks. Around on Strawberry Place, above the metro station, work has started to knock down the walls which surround the advertisement boards, right above the entrance to St James's Metro below. Moving around onto St James's Boulevard, at the site of the new students' accommodation, work to install the cladding on the back of the building is continuing. And one of the bottom floors, you can see one of the units has been fitted out. And around the front of the building, there's still only the bottom corner to finish, and some of the glasswork along the bottom to be completed. Down at Potley Lane, a lot of work has taken place on the new apartment blocks since the last video. So looking at what we are calling Tower 1, which topped out at floor 11, you can see the construction behind the tower is up to floor 4 already. Moving down onto Potley Lane itself, I found an interesting little fact. When they started the construction, they found evidence of an old glassworks dating back to the 1800s. So looking at Tower 2, which is now up to level 7, with level 8 under construction, and it's the same on Tower 3, which is also at level 8, and now Tower 4, which they started in the previous video, which is at level 2. So now, for that quick look at how the Tyne Bridge restoration is going. As you can see, the gates outside the river is still covered in plastic sheeting, but they have now started to install scaffolding under the main road deck towards the Newcastle side of the river, which is not for the faint-hearted. And again, at the Newcastle side, it's the same story. On my way to the next location, I thought I'd just give you a quick update on St Nicholas's Cathedral restoration, which you can see is still ongoing, but there's not much you can see which has been done, as it's still covered in the boarding outside. And now on to the very long saga of the filling of the subway at the bottom of Pilgrim Street. Could we be nearing an end? As our soil now appeared in what used to be the subway. So do you think it could be finished by the end of this year, with any luck? Around at the site of the Pilgrim Place development, there has been a lot of work done here since the last video. Looking across the site, you can see a trench has been dug, and a lot of work over towards the back of the site is going on. There's also a lot more pre-made rebar which has been delivered, and as you can see, the site is in a bit of a mess with the red and white barriers all over the place after the storm. Looking down in the trench, you can see the early stages of foundations have been put into place, which I presume are for one of the main towers, and the second crane has now been fully installed. Around at the former fire station on Pilgrim Street, work is continuing to change it into a high-end hotel, which is pretty much the same as previous weeks, as there's not a lot I can show you at this site. Now on to the new His Majesty's Revenue and Customs building. Work to install cladding, windows and fascia is continuing on the Pilgrim Street side of the building. Around on Market Street, some of the scaffolding has been removed from the top of the fascia, and some of the lifts have also been removed. Around on John Dobson Street side of the site, work is continuing to fit window frames and glass, and a little further up there's still a bit of fascia to complete. Around at the North East Space Skills and Technology Centre being built on Ellison Place, work around here is pretty much the same as it was 2 weeks ago, with just a lot of the foundations being laid, ready for the main building to go on the top. Around on Northumberland Street, work is continuing with the pavement improvement works, with most of the work concentrated towards the top end of the street at the Haymarket part of the city, with work down the bottom end totally stopped, and I don't think this will resume until the Christmas rush is over and Fenwick's Christmas window has finished. And finally, I popped into the Granger Market to see if any work had been done on what they're calling a cultural space. But as you can see absolutely nothing behind the boards. So before I wrap up today's video, please let me know in the comments what you think about all the construction and restoration projects going on in the city. And if you've liked the video, please give it a massive thumbs up, as it really helps my channel grow. And if you've not already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that bell notification when I release more videos. See you next time on 55 Degrees North.